Hi everybody, welcome to Jin's Wall Street News. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited announced Thursday that it expects current quarter's revenue to rise 8% sequentially. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, the number of Americans claiming unemployment benefits decreased from 228,000 to 221,000 in the week ending July 12th. The U.S. Census Bureau reported Thursday that advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services sales increased 0.6% in June from the previous month. Atlanta Fed's GDPNow estimates U.S. real GDP grew at 2.4% for the second quarter. 10-year Treasury yield falls to 4.44% as investors think that the U.S. economy remains reliable. For the U.S. stocks, S&P 500 rose 0.54% and the Nasdaq Composite gained 0.75% Thursday. On Thursday, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited announced financial results for the second quarter ended June 30th, 2025. The company reported second quarter revenue of $30.07 billion, up 18% sequentially, above its previously estimated revenue of the midpoint of $28.8 billion. Net income jumped 17% from $10.97 billion in Q1 to $12.8 billion in Q2. When it comes to the guidance, the company expects current quarter's revenue to be between $31.8 billion and $33 billion, the midpoint of $32.4 billion, up 8% quarter over quarter. So shares of TSMC gained 3.38% Thursday. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, the number of Americans claiming unemployment benefits decreased from 228,000 to 221,000 in the week ending July 12th. Meanwhile, the number of Americans receiving benefits after an initial week of aid increased slightly from 1,954,000 to 1,956,000 in the week ending July 5th. The U.S. Census Bureau announced Thursday that advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services sales rose 0.6% from $715.5 billion in May to $720.1 billion in June, up 3.9% from $692.9 billion in June last year. The control group increased 0.5% in June from the previous month. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, GDPNow estimates U.S. real GDP grew at 2.4% for the second quarter, down from 2.6% on July 9th, updated based on the CPI-PPI data, industrial production, and the retail sales report. 10-year Treasury yield had risen to almost 4.5% after the solid economic data, the weekly jobless claims, and retail sales were released at 8:30 a.m. Then it soon went down as the US dollar index rose, and investors think that the US economy is doing well. The US dollar index jumped right after the US retail sales and the weekly jobless claims were reported. For the US stocks, S&P 500 rose 0.54% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average added 0.52%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 0.75%. Okay, this is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.